Get started. Welcome everybody to the second February community call. This one will be a little shorter just due to the fact that I am in Denver for ETH Denver along with Collier, which is turning out to be one of the bigger crypto conferences that I can recall happening. I went to an event last night and it was definitely like the who's who of crypto. At least in DeFi here in Denver. So this week is shaping up to be very, very productive for us, and I'm excited to meet some people, talk about some hot topics, and sort of use this conference as a way to chart our path forward. I guess I'll start there actually with sort of our goals for this conference and how it sort of ties into what we're working on. I have two goals specifically for this conference, and they tie directly into the two parts of our platform. So on the data side, I'm looking to source some devs who are looking to contribute to projects. We're fast approaching the point to where our platform will be ready to be consumed by developers who want to use our SDK to consume on-chain data and build models. I actually met somebody last night who is building a platform that organizes and ranks developers in the crypto ecosystem. So that was really exciting. The other side of our equation is obviously the risk side, and on that front, I'm talking to as many DAOs as possible, or just not even DAOs, but people who understand the financial side of crypto and figuring out how we can help them with what we're working on and how maybe we can tweak what we're working on to address their problems. One interesting conversation I had last night was the idea of wallet behavior as it pertains to the riskiness or lack of risk of a certain liquidity pool, which is something that we're actually looking at. And that actually leads me to my next topic, which is the risk library. We hired brought on a couple new contributors to Credmark in Kunlun and Punit, who are Punit is a really talented data scientist, data analyst who has showed me some really cool data on wallet behavior within the Aave ecosystem. And Kunlun is a business intelligence fellow from traditional finance background, and he is really looking to dig into how we can convert some of the traditional finance metrics to work for crypto. And both of them are really digging into the problem statements of what plagues DAOs and just people managing capital in crypto. So I'm really excited to see their output. I know they've actually both submitted 2 pieces of the risk library. They're pretty technical, but they're pretty interesting. Once they are live on the risk library for public consumption, I will share those and talk about them at length. So internally, we're getting a lot of good input to the risk library, and it's going to be a pretty consistent drumbeat from this point on. Even more exciting, however, is the contribution that we got in this morning at 7 a.m. for me from Bob ZF from DebtDAO. They're working on 2 different pieces, but the one they submitted last night is for an index called Data, DATA. And I haven't actually had a chance to look at it yet, but from what I've been told, it's pretty comprehensive and extremely informative. So that in and of itself is cool to have information on an index that I personally had never really dug into. But furthermore, having an external contribution from a project as successful and sort of impressive as DebtDAO is a big step for us. And so thank you, Bob, for doing that. And I'm really excited to dig in more to the things that you guys are working on. This leads me to the next point, which is we made a slight change to the taxonomy template. which, if you give me 1 second, I will find. Essentially, what we realized is that the old taxonomy template, while it was pretty long and pretty sort of exhaustive, it really didn't. If you filled it out, I don't think you really. If you filled it out and then showed it to somebody and that person read it and they had no idea about that protocol in general, I don't think you'd glean any specific information about that specific protocol or product. So we tweaked it slightly to be a bit more, a bit simpler and shorter. And instead of being quantitative, we tried to make it more qualitative. If the quantitative part is kind of not helpful given how fast things in DeFi change. So like if you filled out that taxonomy and you put TVL in 2 weeks, that TVL is going to be way, way off, right? Obviously. So instead, we focused more on talking about these protocols from a qualitative perspective. What makes them unique? What risks are unique to them? Sort of qualitative information about the token, about the use cases, things like that. So we will be sharing that new template very, very soon, and we will also be holding a vote on changing the template to this new one. So expect that for the CMK or XCMK holders. Expect that to happen sometime this week. Matthias, is there anything you wanted to add? I'll invite you to speak. Anything you wanted to add about the new template? You there, Matthias? Okay. Well, while we wait for him to hop on the speaker stage, if there's any questions about anything that's going on, about what we're working on, about ETH Denver, feel free to drop them in the community call discussion channel. Again, I'm trying to keep this one kind of short just due to the ridiculous sort of schedule that we have here at ETH Denver. And we are looking for anyone who's interested in contributing. Please reach out. You don't necessarily have to follow the taxonomy. That merely exists as a way to give you sort of a roadmap. But if there's a topic of any type in DeFi that you think you can add some color to, or add some, or educate people about, feel free to submit something, and we can go from there. Hey, Matthias.
Hi, Moment. Now you can hear me, right? Just in terms of what I was trying to say. So, Moment made the point. Our goal is to make the content more qualitative. So, explain in more detail why it should be useful to use a certain protocol. What are the unique use cases? If you think of Curve or Abracadabra, they are very specific and unique in the DeFi world, and it's more contributing interesting stuff that might be interesting for you, but as well interesting for the other folks that are reading that, and just not only number crunching. And this is what the template is now reflecting more. Moment, are you still there?
Yep, I was talking with the mute button on.
Okay, great.
Is I don't have much else for today. I think once the index index risk library contribution makes it through, we can we'll publicize that, And we'll also be publicizing some of the stuff that Kunlun and Punit have contributed. And you can expect that drumbeat to continue and our focus to be on the risk library as we build out the rest of our platform. And you can expect more research and data about sort of the problems we're looking to solve. I think that's one of my goals, is to really figure out these problems and then drill down into them using data. And I'm hoping to produce content like that, over the next weeks and months. And it seems like mid-year is when our data side is going to be ready for consumption on a larger scale. And we'll be posting updates about any of the alpha testers we have using the SDK, building models and such. I myself am actually going to build a model. I'm not terribly technical yet. From what I understand about the SDK, it does not take it doesn't take a lot of technical know-how to produce a model. You just have to have an understanding of the problem you want to solve, and then sort of figure out the math behind it, and then you can actually implement it pretty easily. So I think I'll be sort of charting my own journey through that process. And my goal is to show people that we've actually lowered the barrier to entry for developing in DeFi, in crypto finance. For those of y'all just joining, we will post this recording later this week. We've had some turnaround. See a lot of y'all jumping in right now. We had some turnaround with our media team. So it might be a little delayed when we get this recording up, but we'll do that in due time. As always, you're free to reach out to us in Discord. Again, I might not be as responsive this week just due to ETH Denver, but there's plenty of people who will respond. And I'm really excited for the next call, when we have a few more contributions, as well as some insights from ETH Denver and sort of the progress we've made here. So until then, y'all have a great week, and I look forward to chatting with you guys in Discord and in the future. Take care, everybody.